The Tsareth armada descended upon Vega 9 at dawn, their ships tearing the clouds like blades through silk. The colony's shields shimmered weakly, meant for meteor storms and solar radiation, never for war. The first bombardment lasted 12 minutes. By the end of the 13th, Vega 9 was gone. Over 200,000 civilians, scientists, families, children, burned beneath plasma fire. The survivors' screams never reached Earth. The comm relays were vaporized in the opening volley. The Tsareth called it cleansing interference. Their warlord, Zortal of the Burning Moon, transmitted a message across the sector. The humans breed like vermin. Let this be lesson enough. Your colonies are not sovereign. You are cattle beneath the stars. The recording spread like wildfire through every trade route, every neutral network. In the bright center of the galaxy, alien diplomats laughed. The humans had overreached, they said. Built too far, too fast. Perhaps, they whispered, the Tsareth were doing the galaxy a favor, and on Earth, the silence grew heavy. The Feast of Arrogance weeks later, the Tsareth fleet celebrated in orbit over Vega 9's ashes. The warlord's ship, the Crucible of Dawn, held a feast. Massive tables of metal and bone stretched across the command deck. Alien officers boasted of their kill counts, passing around hollows of the burning colony as trophies. One officer had turned the last human transmission, children crying for their mothers, into background music for their revelry. They begged. A Tsareth lieutenant laughed, as if mercy were a word the stars knew. Humans, another sneered, talk of peace because they fear war. They think themselves moral because they are weak. Zortal raised his taloned hand for silence. His eyes glowed with cruel pride. The humans are industrious, yes, clever even, but they lack the stomach for domination. They build cities where empires should stand. They nurture when they should conquer. Mark my words, my warriors. Earth will kneel before the Tsareth dominion within a cycle. The fleet roared in approval. But across the stars, something ancient stirred. Human ships were quiet, their colonies silent. The usual chatter of exploration channels vanished. The galaxy took that silence for fear. They should have known better. The silence before the storm, 2 months passed. The Tsareth expanded, capturing 2 more human colonies without resistance. The alien warlords began to joke that humanity had accepted its fate. And then, one by one, their forward fleets stopped transmitting. A scout vessel returning from human space limped back, hull shredded, systems failing. The pilot was barely conscious, his last words transmitted in terror across the Dominion's channels. They're not hiding. They're hunting. Then static. Hours later, deep space sensors detected movement beyond the Orion line, a movement that blotted out the stars. The Terran Navy had mobilized. No declarations, no parliaments, no diplomacy. Just the cold efficiency of a species that had built itself from extinction again and again. Every major shipyard on Earth, Luna, and Mars went dark. Production cloaked under military encryption. Civilian traffic rerouted. The Terran Command AI went silent, all public channels restricted to encrypted military frequencies. And then, across the void, the message came. This is Admiral Soren Hale of the Terran Defense Command. To all species monitoring human space, the time for mourning is over. The hunt begins. The hunters emerge. The first retaliation came without warning. The Tsareth mining moon of Korga 7, rich in helium-3, was struck by what appeared to be meteors. But these meteors slowed mid-descent, adjusted trajectory, and deployed swarm drones before impact. What followed was not battle. It was dissection. The drones cut through defense turrets like scalpels through tissue. Power grids failed in synchronized sequence. Every Tsareth soldier died with the same expression. Confusion, then horror. From orbit, satellites captured a chilling sight. Human strike ships, painted black, their hulls reflecting no light. Each bore the sigil of a white fang, unit designation, Predator Wing. They didn't broadcast identification or distress. They didn't take prisoners. They left one thing behind on every destroyed world. A single message burned into the surface in plasma script. You hunted us. Now we hunt you. When Earth's shadow fell, the Tsareth High Command panicked. They called for reinforcements from their empire's heartworlds. Fleets converged in dozens, forming defensive rings. They believed strength in numbers would save them. They forgot who they were fighting. When the Terran fleets arrived, they did not attack immediately. They encircled the Tsareth formation, broadcasting nothing but silence. For 13 hours, the Dominion ships waited, sensors locked, fingers twitching on triggers. Then, Every human ship activated its beacon. Across the void, a haunting chorus filled comms. The combined distress calls from Vega 9 looped through the fleet's external channels. Every alien heard the voices of the humans they'd killed. Children, families, scientists, crying out from the grave. And when the last echo faded, Admiral Hale spoke. For every soul burned on Vega 9, a world will burn in return. The order was given, and Earth's vengeance fell like judgment. The retaliation, it began with the Dreadnought. Nemesis Dawn, a ship so massive it carried its own gravitational distortion field. Its first volley erased 3 Tsareth cruisers in under a second. The beam was silent. The ship simply ceased to exist. Then came the orbital strikes. Terran kinetic weapons. Rods of tungsten launched from orbit, pierced through shields and hulls alike. No plasma, no heat, just the unrelenting power of gravity weaponized. The Tsareth fought back, but their weapons failed to lock onto human ships cloaked in adaptive stealth fields. Every missile, every beam fired into the dark, hit only ghosts. Human marines boarded surviving vessels. They moved without sound, their armor absorbing every vibration. They did not speak. They did not shout. They only executed. In the command chamber of the Crucible of Dawn, Warlord Zortal screamed orders as alarms shrieked. One by one his screens went dark. Every fleet he had commanded, every ship he had boasted of, was gone. And then a single Terran transmission came through his comm. Warlord Zortal, you mocked humanity. Now humanity answers. He barely had time to open his mouth before his bridge filled with light. The Nemesis Dawn's main cannon fired once more, vaporizing the Tsareth flagship and carving a wound through space itself. The humans didn't cheer. They didn't gloat. They just moved on to the next system. The collapse of the Dominion, the Tsareth Empire, fractured within a month. Their trade networks collapsed, their colonies rebelled, and their fleets deserted. Human intelligence operatives, once dismissed as civilized scholars, manipulated entire planetary councils into open revolt. Infiltrators used hacked Dominion comms to spread falsified orders, fleets attacking their own allies, defenses turning inward. The chaos was absolute. When the dust settled, the Tsareth realized humanity had not simply destroyed their fleets. They had dismantled their empire from within. And then came the final message from Earth, broadcast to every frequency, every species, every corner of the galaxy. We do not seek conquest. We do not seek glory. But if you come for us, know this. Humanity does not forgive. We do not forget. We end. The aftermath years passed. The Vega 9 system was reclaimed. The ashes of its colonies were turned into memorial gardens, one for every child lost, every family destroyed. Human fleets now patrolled the edges of known space, silent and vigilant. They never lingered long, but their presence was enough. Across the galaxy, species whispered legends of Earth. Some called them angels of vengeance, others, demons in human skin. The Tsareth survivors hid in the galactic rim, their once proud empire reduced to scavenging. Children of other worlds were told bedtime warnings. Don't mock the humans. Don't provoke the Earthborn. Their patience is vast, but their vengeance is infinite. The echo of fear centuries later, a new race discovered the ruins of the Tsareth homeworld. The planet was lifeless, its surface scorched by orbital strikes, atmosphere stripped bare, and in the deepest crater they found a monument. Human-made steel, untouched by time. It bore a single inscription: "Here lies the first who mocked mankind." The galaxy watched. The galaxy remembers. As the explorers stood in silence, their captain whispered the old phrase that had become law across the stars: "Never provoke Earth." And somewhere, light years away, a Terran battleship passed quietly through the dark, its engines a heartbeat in the void, its purpose eternal. Humanity had returned to its silence. The kind of silence that waits, the kind of silence that hunts,